Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Veni Vidi Vici. What's that mean? I came, I saw, I conquered. It's a Latin phrase popularly attributed to Julius Caesar. Historians say that he's the one who used the phrase in the letter to the Roman Senate about 47 BC after he won a victory. I came, I saw, I conquered. First said by Julius Caesar. And pretty much what I exclaim at the conclusion of me finishing up my plates after Thanksgiving dinner, and after the Christmas dinner, and after every Pizza Friday dinner, especially this last Friday's. The bruschetta was simply mind-blowing. Had tomatoes, arugula, burrata cheese. The flavor profile was outstanding, to say the least. But, okay, wait a minute. Sorry, guys. I diverged. I'm not trying to sell you a used car. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Nope, that's not happening. Shoot. Wait a minute. Okay, I came, I saw. I forgot what I was doing. Let's see here. Retracing my steps. Okay, got distracted on my way back. And I have an idea what's going on. And now, let's see. All right, guys, sorry. Now I gotta pee. Be right back. Okay, back. Hi, this is Dawn Melanie with another episode of Managing Self. And as you may have gathered from the opening, managing self can be challenging, even though we may not even realize it, because, like myself, I don't know. Sometimes I'm so determined to get it done that when I do have a misstep or a fumble or spill, make a mess or break something, I think that's normal. You know, hey, what do you expect? That I have a mess. You know, that's what I'll say, knowing that I probably just wasn't paying attention. But, you know, when something like that happens, I let it kind of slide or go right by. Don't give it too much attention. And I'm sure many of you out there listening have heard that phrase, the new normal. So, you know, I'm thinking, oh, I have MS and things aren't like they used to be, a little quote unquote clumsier, unsteady, things like that. So I was like, yeah, that's my new normal. So kind of accept it. You know, whatever's going on at the moment, like, oh, my new normal. Over the past 20 years, my new normal, that is, has changed. It's changed several times, and I didn't even realize that it wasn't like most individuals with multiple sclerosis or not. One example is my current situation, my current status. Like right now at this minute, it's almost 3 a.m, and I'm productively cranking away, you know, preparing my show, this show episode to be broadcast on MS&Me Radio. 3 a.m. I'm just wired. I'm full of energy. In case you guys are wondering, yes, fatigue does affect me. It affects me hard, very, very, very intensely, and it has today actually. Yeah, fatigue more or less set in when I slowed down, and that's pretty common for me. I slowed down, I got tired, got fatigued. I could just feel it hit me, and slowing down is something I should do more often. But having type A personality, sometimes it proves difficult at times to do that, to just slow down and take a breath. When I wake in the morning, I generally just want to start my day, get things completed, yada, yada, yada. Dawn Melanie, I'm ready to tackle the world. Literally, before my feet even hit the floor, I've already devised like 3 options of how I'm going to fill my morning. That is the 2 to 3 hours before I leave the house, if I can survive that long indoors. I'm not a big fan of staying inside for very long. Not claustrophobic, but a little bit like, somewhat like a little kid. I'm afraid of the dark. And not that it's dark in here, but I mean kind of the unknown, so don't know like how's the day going to go, what's out there when I do step outside, how am I going to react to anything, what do I have to face. Like I said, that dark, the unknown, the not the physical darkness, when all the lights are off, but the dark. I kind of, I guess there's a little bit of me. I'll admit, it's scary, and I have to sit back and ask myself, wait, why? I've often asked myself that. Why are you kind of, I guess maybe anxious or antsy, or I don't know. I want to go out, but I'm kind of going, okay, what's out there? I'm like, why are you kind of questioning, or what are you having? What's going through your head there? And it's funny. I remember one of the. I'm a Twilight Zone fan. I've been since I was a little kid, watching it with my mom every time it came on television, and I remember one of those, I want to say quote unquote creepy monologues from the television episode. The host, Rod Serling, was the host. He said, "There's nothing in the dark that isn't there when the lights are on. There's nothing in the dark that isn't there when the lights are on." Think about that. I'm like, okay. Often that's kind of soothing, I guess. If I understand more now, but as a kid, I remember that. That's kind of like something that parents would often tell their crying kids to pacify them in hopes that they're falling asleep. So that they can go to sleep too. Kids not crying. Okay, now I can go to sleep. When things are quiet. Parents are like, parents will turn the light on, turn the lights off. Nope, no monsters under your bed. Turn the lights back off. Nope, still no monsters. Good night. Whatever. Okay, let's face it. Oh, I'll say it again. Whatever. Sorry. Nighttime is naturally associated with vulnerability and danger. Humans, our physical survival, like, it's just what it is, nighttime, the hunters in the dark and the creepy things at night. It's naturally associated with danger. And it's also associated with evil. So I think because of the psychological connection there of the night kind of encompassing the darkness and the fear of the unknown, that darkness of like pretty much a major sensory system. The sense of light, if it's dark, you can't see, and that's one of our senses of sight. Which reminds me, sight reminds me of exactly how I felt when I lost my vision. Not when I was a kid, but 11 years ago, January 2008. I'm sure you can guess why. I had MS complications, and I tell people, the MS monster stole my vision. And although it was about 5 weeks before it returned, it seemed like an eternity. A really long time. I was like, okay, I can't see, but I'd say that I kept it together. My faith kept me moving forward, and even though I was an adult at the time, I was 35. Yes, now you guys know how old I am, or how young I am. I was 35 years old, and I'll be honest, I did fear the evil that lurked in I call it at that time, it was my latest new normal. I'm like, okay, I only have vision in one eye. Kind of like, okay, how's this going to work? Not before I sat down and realized that there's plenty of people with vision in one eye, and there's many people with no vision, and they do just fine. So, just like a little kid, I did have it run through my head, that fear of what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this new normal? How am I going to manage myself? How am I going to live day to day, healthily, productive with my new normal? Like I said, is my right eye, and I'd say, I guess, overall, that means I had remaining approximately 60% of my previous vision that remained. And the peripheral vision on my right eye, it was stripped. It was just gone. There was no more there. So no peripheral on my right eye, and could probably only see maybe at most 70, sometimes maybe 80% out of the eye. Anyway, so being a big kid at heart, I still am today. If you guys didn't know that, I'm a kid at heart. I kind of took to heart some words spoken by the great late Walt Disney. Simple words indeed. Mr. Disney said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." Let me repeat that. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. So I figured I'd try. I'd try to function with both eyes closed. Something impossible for a person who's had their sight since birth. I do admit that was a bit overzealous because shortly thereafter I realized that, after miserably failing, let's just say that, I realized that I was kind of going a little overboard, just a little too go get it, let's tackle this. But I did try getting things done with the lights off, or sometimes I like just dim them, maybe just leave the smaller lights on in the house. I noticed that allowed me to be more aware of my surroundings, and it also forced me to utilize my other non-afflicted senses. Pardon me, hearing, things like that. I could just, everything was. It seemed keener. It was tough. So I'm like, oh yeah, I just walked around with my eyes closed and in the dark, and I just did fine. No. It was tough. It's very tough. It was challenging, but the challenge was fun. Like Mr. Disney said, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. So I tried to do what I thought was impossible, and in my humble opinion, I succeeded. I'm pretty sure that I succeeded because my faith, it never wavered. As I figure people say, how are you so? Why aren't you sad, or how are you so jovial or happy in your disposition? And I explained to them. I said, look, I figure there's a reason God gave me two eyes. Two eyes. They looked and said, yeah, right. I said, this was not working, but I have another eye and I can function. There's a reason for that. So I didn't say, well, woe was me. I never fell into that attitude or that category. I also used the same thinking when I lost my hearing 3 times. Yeah, I lost my vision once in 2008, and I've lost my hearing at least 3 times. Documented MS exacerbations or flare-ups where I did have to take Solumedrol, the steroid, to reduce the inflammation. Anyway, basically I had a flashback or two of my childhood. This is when I lost the vision in 2008. I think I had the flashback of my childhood. It was like every kid, I think, remembers it, or again was kind of frightened of it. The sound of violent roaring thunder that you just couldn't sleep through. As adults, we don't care. We're like, oh, hey, it's raining. I'm inside. I'm sleeping. But as kids, I know I never had a good sound sleep because, like, man, what's all that noise out there? The clamor, the fear of the unknown. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But back in 2008, because I was 35, I said, no. I embraced my big girl status. I mean, my adult status. 35. I'm not one of those all self-help reading material person. Going, oh, you gotta read this. Hey, Oprah says this, and do this to make yourself better, and gotta say affirmation to yourself in the mirror. I'm great. I'm positive. People like me. I'm beautiful. I'm great. No, I'm not one of those people. But I have crossed paths with some works of Les Brown in the past. He is a motivational speaker, and some of his motivational quotes are pretty, I'd say, astounding. And just like a kid fearful of nothing real, stuff that's not materialized, I still get comfort from many of his quotes because they're kind of, I would say, pacifying, and just make you go, wait a minute, slow down, take a deep breath, think about it. You're fearing nothing. You're anything you're fearing is probably made up in your head anyway. So his quotes I do sometimes. I'll flip a page or go on the internet and look some stuff up and just sit and think about it. Just take a couple of minutes and reflect. I do reflect oftentimes on things in my past, but yeah, I don't want to get stuck there and if things don't go my way or if things aren't favorable to just be like, okay, there's no way I can improve upon the situation. January 2008, 11 years ago, when I did lose my eyesight, my right eye, I didn't take the woe is me attitude, but I kept it moving. I kept it moving because I had a goal, I had a vision, I had plan on being on stage competing in the next few months, and I'm imagining this, and I was like, okay, I see it. I see me with my rhinestone-studded two-piece bikini, sparkling with my matching sparkling studded eye patch. I didn't have the rhinestones on yet, but I was like, if worst case scenario is my vision does not return, nonetheless, I still could compete. That was me. I was like, okay, let's just keep it moving, keep the ball rolling. I did this, and actually, I recalled at that time the words of Les Brown, the motivational speaker I mentioned earlier. He said, live out your imagination instead of out of your memory. Live out of your imagination instead of out of your memory. Again, don't get stuck in the, my past was bad or something bad happened. Move on. And that's exactly what I was doing. I realized that, in 3 months, I'll either be at home going, man, I wish I would have gone to Carolina to compete, or in 3 months, I'd be in Carolina competing. The point is, I didn't want to just waste time. I didn't want to say, I'm going to do this, I want to do that, and not do anything about it. I took the actions to work towards that goal to make it happen. Another quote, this one's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I think it's pretty relevant. He says, a person will worship something, have no doubt about that. We may think our tribute is paid in secret, in the dark recesses of our hearts, but it will come out. That which dominates our imaginations and our thoughts will determine our lives and our character. Therefore, it behooves us to be careful what we worship, for what we are worshiping, we are becoming. And I thought about that. I was like, well, it's not just like religious worshiping, but things that we spend time doing, things that consume us. Our thoughts, our imaginations, to which we feed fuel to by engaging in certain activities, being in situations that don't contribute to our goals that we say we want to achieve. These things are pretty much just wasting time, cloud talk, empty words. Everything's not going to go your way. I have MS. I didn't plan on this, but it's okay. It's okay. I have MS. Many of you have MS listening, or anything else that may be going on in your lives. The important point is that I'll give credit to Epictetus, a Greek philosopher. I like the way he said it. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And you know what? Again, life changes all the time. Every day is a new story with MS. I don't know what's going to be on the next page, tomorrow when I wake up. But it's not so important what happens to me, but it's how I react to that. That's what matters. And I'm Melanie. And do I have a closing statement for you today? Yes, I do. Wait for it. Okay. Life ain't fair. Relatively speaking, life ain't fair. Life isn't fair. I have relapsed and remitting multiple sclerosis for over the past 2 decades. I also can and do eat whole pizzas. I eat hamburgers, all kinds of snacks and cookies, etc., etc. And I maintain a weight of 110 pounds. And I also have good cholesterol levels, low blood pressure, not diabetic, no allergies, no known allergies, and a Superman metabolism. Yeah, Superman metabolism, like my dad was 85. It's not my fault that I have MS, and for someone with weight control challenges, it may not be their fault that they're overweight, especially if it's a result of maybe perhaps thyroid issues or just a simple genetic predisposition. My point is your responsibility. You are responsible to manage the cards with which you have been dealt, to take steps to improve your life. Okay, so, I speak of your life. My show's titled Managing Self. Some people say they want to change or change, I don't know, internal or intrinsic or external forces in their lives, and that they have difficulty because they don't have willpower. Lack of willpower, which has actually been cited as people's top reason for not achieving their goals. As people say, I didn't achieve my goals, so I don't have enough willpower. Okay. I hear it, but I'm on the side of the fence that believes, well, why haven't you if you really want to change something? I'm on the side of the fence that believes that people who haven't decided what they really want in their lives lack willpower to change their lives. Their why, like, why do you want to change something? Either their why isn't strong enough, or they haven't really put in any investments. They're not invested in their dreams of change. Okay, well, that could be reality, but I look at it even more so. They may say they don't understand, or kind of, I'm trying, but if you keep going down the same road, you're going to end up at the same destination, no doubt. If a person is surrounding himself in the same environment, or some environment that opposes their goals, then they're not going to achieve those quote-unquote goals. With that being said, my challenge at you today, my challenge, as for everyone listening, is to determine if you think you need it. That is, do you think you need willpower to achieve your goals, or whatever aspirations you have in life? Maybe taking your medicine on time, as prescribed, not when you feel like it or think about it. If you do feel you need willpower, realize that it's because you haven't decided what you want in life. You say you want something, but if you want it, you're going to do those things to get there. I know that I wanted to get on the stage that I've been training. I've been training to get on the competition stage, and I lost my vision. But I know I wanted it, so it wasn't really difficult for me to make it to the gym. I mean, it was challenging, but it didn't stop me. Sometimes I had to carpool, get a ride from my mom. That's because I couldn't drive. I couldn't see. I also had to change my workout plan. I was like, man, I'm doing this all according to schedule, but I had to make changes. I had to be flexible. I had to adapt. Because of my compromised balance. I mean, I couldn't get under a squat bar, squatting 250, 265 pounds without any good balance. That's dangerous and dumb. So, basically, it's like, okay, well, my normal has changed, my new normal, and I knew what I wanted. So, I didn't need willpower. I just knew what I wanted, and just put the actions into play to get the ball rolling, to get to the destination where I was trying to get to. People say, how'd you do it? And I said, well, because I was serious. I wasn't just smack talking. I ask you guys out there, guys, gals, everybody out there, if you are having any difficulty reaching any of your goals, get out the notebooks and start to assess assess, kind of record. Maybe, 'cause I know my memory's not the best, I have cog fog. But if you are honest with yourself and you actually have record of it, record for yourself, you'll see maybe any deficiencies that you're are doing or that exist that keep you from getting to your goal. People say, I want more energy. I say, well, I know we have MS. I have MS, and you want more energy, but are you taking the anti-fatigue medicine prescribed, as prescribed, regularly, not just every now and then? Some people say, oh, I want to be more productive at work. Well, have you removed most, if not all, the digital distractions? While you're working. Some people say, I want to be healthy, I want to get in shape, I want to be fit. And I say, I think at least, sometimes I don't say it, I just think a lot. But I'll think, well, if you actually get to the gym and use that membership that you're paying a lot of money for, and maybe make healthier choices to eat, maybe you'll see a change. You see, you have to do things if you really want it. You don't need the willpower. You just and you act upon that. So, as I wrap up this week's episode, I want everyone out there listening to try this. Try this for a week. Heck, try forever. Try for life. Rather than trying to change your thoughts or actions, focus your awareness on your feelings, how you feel. Focus that awareness. We talk about self-awareness and like things like that, but focus your awareness on your feelings, and more importantly, on your intent. What do you intend to get out of what you're, engaged in or thinking about at the moment? Don't worry about so much about the thoughts or actions, the doing. Focus your awareness on your feelings, how it makes you feel, and all your intent. This has been Dawn Melanie. I thank you for joining me for Managing Self, and I do hope you'll join me next week for another episode. In the meantime, have a blessed week, and do remember the words of Winston Churchill. He said, "Now this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is, perhaps, the end of the beginning." Have a blessed week.